So I want to share with you three ways that I conceptualize trauma and trauma work with my clients. And I am going to just go very layman's terms, very just like non-scientific. I mean, if it comes out, it comes out. But really, I wanted to offer maybe some sense of how I frame trauma and how I work with my clients to help them navigate their trauma, right? So I look at an individual as parts, and there's different identities to us, right? And often what I see is that something will happen to in a situation, right? And it doesn't even have to be like traumatic abuse or just like significant neglect, or it could be that, but it could just be something as simple as like a car accident. It could be a traumatic breakup for a person. The idea is that you have experienced an event that has shaken you to your core. Like it just feels like you don't know how to navigate this difficult thing. And my job is threefold. My job is to access your nervous system and help you regulate your nervous system, because oftentimes when traumatic events happen, and again, what trauma is unique and specific to each individual person, right? But there, I will also say a side rant that you know people will come to me and say, "Oh, I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized," and while they may not meet the definition of being traumatized, to them it's traumatic. But I will also say that you screaming in here that you're traumatized, we have to stop that, because you are taking on this identity of a traumatized person. And often what happens is that you justify then your behavior. You justify that your maladaptive behaviors, your behaviors that get you in trouble at work or create problems in your relationships, or whatever the case is. And I think a lot of people are like, I'm traumatized, and so like I need a pass on my maladaptive behavior, right? So for me, it's not about just staying in the space of I'm a traumatized person. It's about saying that things have happened that you have not learned how to cope with well, right? Or things that you did that used to work for you are no longer working for you, right? And a lot of times that's what brings people to therapy, is that they're just like, yeah, I've been traumatized, but now I'm like at risk of losing my job, or now like my significant other is like threatening to divorce me, and so like I have to work on that. But I'm traumatized, right? And so for me, it is about saying like, let's remove the label. Let's look at your life experience. Let's look at how you're functioning in the world. Let's see how it's not working for you. And then let's get to work on improving that. And I will find that a lot of times that comes with an identity where you think that you're broken, or that there's something wrong with you, which we then have to do that work of being able to say, like, things have happened in your life has happened, and that does not mean that you're broken or that there is something wrong with you. It just means that you experience things in life, and you need to learn how to better navigate those things, right? The things that maybe you did before are not working for you, and so like we need to reframe that. We need to reframe who you think you are, and we need to get your nervous system on board, and we need to explore the different parts of yourself that, again, if we look at parts work, the parts of you that needed to protect you or needed to do this thing that it thought was helping you survive and helping you cope and helping you navigate, like that's no longer serving us, and so we need to work through that. And so for me, the trauma work involves looking at all of these different components and then being able to say, okay, how do we create a version of you that is sustainable, that is healthy, that is happy, that is just able to navigate the world in a way where you are cohesive, that you see yourself in again, I'm going to go woo woo, as a child of the universe. And so, yes, things have happened, but how do you still see yourself as a kick ass person in the face of all of these life's challenges, right? And so, our work together is to get you to do those things. And like I said, I pull in different components, but really it's about accessing, getting your nervous system regulated, It's about getting you to be curious about what your behaviors are trying to say to you or how they're trying to protect you, and then, sort of making friends with those parts of you that you're curious about. And then it's being able to say, I can go out in the world and do something different, and I'm going to like, I'm going to falter and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to like have these 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, but ultimately making progress to being a better version of myself and be able to live in the world as a better version of myself. So I wanted to just give some clarity and some insight into the kind of work that I do with clients. And so when you're looking to work with someone, it is about asking yourself, are you ready to explore these different parts of yourself and not just come in and say, oh, I'm like a traumatized person. So that's what I have for you. Hope this helps. Bye.